thank you for using Tom Berkowitz Trucking for your trash removal needs, and good luck this upcoming week against the Bubba Gum Shrimp, and good luck the rest of the way.
Pleasure's all mine. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Now, the Dynasty Podcast brings you an interactive and likely ridiculous segment which borderlines on actual legit media. Buckle up your fucking seatbelts for the Dynasty Podcast interactive segments.
And joining us now on the Tom Berkowitz Trucking Hotline is Chief Bottle Washer at Fantasy Football Trophies Sculpture Alley. His name is Iggy. Iggy, thank you so much again for being on the show.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Great. Now, Iggy, for those of us that are not familiar with how trophies are developed and whatnot, can you tell us exactly what you do there at Sculpture Alley as a Chief Bottle Washer?
You name it. From scrubbing the floors to putting the trophies together to packing them, shipping them, talking to people on the phone. You name it.
All right, sounds good. How long have you worked there, Iggy?
Looking a little over 20 years now.
20 years. And how'd you kind of get into that? Was that just kind of a random thing, or what's that about?
It started off with working at a foundry where we were casting bronze sculptures. And I had a man approach me about making smaller sculptures for the awards industry, and it took off from there. And then 10 years later, Sculpture Alley popped up. We said, let's make some fantasy football trophies. The sport's getting kind of big, and we're here now.
I love it.
Excellent. Now, Iggy, we've used you guys twice actually so far for our trophy needs. Recently, we purchased the Loser Trophy, which comes with the real roll of toilet paper, which we use for our most disappointing team award. But the granddaddy of them all is our Dynasty Championship Trophy, which it's actually the perpetual two-tone football sculpture trophy. I remember the first time that I unveiled this majestic trophy to the league, and it took everyone's breath away. Now, my question for you, Iggy, is this trophy I'm not sure if you're exactly familiar with it, but it has the 18 gold engraved nameplates, which means in about 10 years from now we'll run out of plates, so it'll last us quite a long time. But when that time comes, is there any way that we can maybe add to the trophy, like maybe add like a secondary, mantle, like to add on to the trophy, or and if not,
you guys could do that too. You could take it into your local trophy shop and say, hey, look, you guys put this up on a bigger base. I'm sure they'd be able to help you out with that. Or the other option is to, when all those guys are full, all those 18 detail plates, you can get list style plates. Where on the list style plates, you'll be able to put 10 years of winners on one side. To make it, instead of an 18-year trophy, a 30-year trophy.
Excellent. That's awesome information, Iggy. That's obviously we're a decade away from that, but always good to know that. I think a lot of leagues like to maintain like the same physical trophy over the years. So good to know that there's some options with that. I appreciate that info.
No problem.
And Iggy, do you personally play fantasy football?
Sparingly, to be honest with you. Most of my time spent taking care of guys like yourself, and the guys that take fantasy football super serious and fly across the country for live drafts. And with the influx in the past, I'd say 5 years, the majority of my time spent making sure people are happy and getting what they want.
Fair enough. You certainly make. I love the trophy, and the league we have is great. So I guess you're doing your job in that aspect.
Yeah, all we put out is quality trophies, and I just want to make sure that our name's out there and that nobody has anything bad to say about us.
Absolutely. Now, Sculpture Alley has a vast array of different style trophies, as you know. Do you have a favorite trophy that you've worked on or seen or done?
Well, you know what? I've been here from the beginning, and over time, we've added more and more trophies. It started with, a horse's ass trophy, and developed into having 35 different fantasy football perpetual trophies, and you have your losers, you have your keeper trophies, so there's all kinds of stuff. But guys all the time on the phone will say, what's your favorite trophy? What's your recommendation? And it's like asking me to choose between my children. There's nothing you really can't do.
Right. Yeah, no, I could just imagine. Now, Iggy, with fantasy football being over a $1 billion industry and seems to be growing and growing, and you kind of touched upon this earlier, but have you noticed your business at Sculpture Alley getting, busier and busier as the years go by?
I would say that's true. We're staying busy. We're keeping our noses above the water. It's really just what we're trying to do here.
Great.
Make people happy, provide people with that end result. You should see some of the pictures the guys send in. They're real excited, holding up the trophy. We make this real cool championship belt now. It has customizable letters in the center, and guys waving that around. And got a picture of a guy playing tug of war with the loser. Just the guys are really into it, and that's what's satisfactory for myself. Just seeing the end result and how happy people are.
Excellent. Well, yeah, that championship belt sounds like a great idea. Certainly something maybe we'll look into. And for what it's worth, you certainly made our league here, the Tom Berkowitz Trucking Dynasty, very, very happy with all of, so far just the 2 trophies. But I think we'll definitely be using you guys for more trophy needs as we move forward here. Again, his name is Iggy, and the website is www.sculpturealley.com. In my opinion, they have the best fantasy football trophies on the planet. Iggy, again, I'm sure you'll be hearing from us to purchase more trophies as we go forward here, but thanks again so much for being on the show today.
It's my pleasure, Costanza. Thanks for having me.
That was this week's Dynasty Podcast Interactive Segment.
What a good interview that Iggy is. Bub, what do you think of that?
I honestly, it sounds like he would be cool to sit down and have a beer with.
Yeah, he sounds like legit. He sounds like a cool guy.
It's not what I was expecting, I guess. I was expecting like someone older and almost like a Ren Geyer type. And he knew what he was talking about. He seemed like a cool guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe possibly a future
Dynasty
recruit.
member. Ooh.
Yeah, we'll see.
Although he did say he doesn't really play fantasy.
Well, he would need to.
We can convert him. Maybe we can convert him.
We could convert. He needs to get into the minor leagues first and work his way up to the majors, as we went over with Chris Heney.
Yep.
So anyway, that's going to wrap it up, Bub. And thanks you all for listening to episode number 5 of the Tom Berkowitz Trucking Dynasty Podcast. Please note that later in the week, an email will be sent out pertaining to this season's Dynasty Midseason Hangout. So be on the lookout. I'd like to thank Coach Chris Heney and Iggy from Sculpture Alley.
And Eric just said, literally 2 seconds ago, look up for that Dynasty Midseason Hangout email.
Hey, thanks, Bub, for reiterating exactly what I just said 2 seconds ago.
You got it.
This is Commissioner Scooper.
And this is Bub Palucha.
Good luck in week 4. Over and out.
This is Coach Ben Green of the Boston Loggers, and this wonderful episode of the Dynasty Podcast was brought to you by Tom Berkowitz Trucking. Serving all of Riverdale since 1981, Tom Berkowitz Trucking is a proud member of the Blackstone Valley Referral Network, and I'm not wearing any pants. Tom Berkowitz Trucking, taking names and kicking ass.